everybody, it's the Gnome and welcome to your latest DCAU update. And this is a movie that we're going to be reviewing today that I am very excited to talk about. Not only is it the 28th film in this amazing direct-to-home video library, this is a movie that had been talked about long before this whole library of films was even in existence, starting with Superman Doomsday. We're going to be talking about Teen Titans, The Judas Contract. So before we go into the movie itself, a little bit of a background in regards to this title. Teen Titans, The Judas Contract is based on one of the darkest stories ever told in Teen Titans in the comic books. It was supposed to be a landmark story that basically showed that these were not kids anymore, these were young teenagers and adults that dealt with adult issues, and they could be taken just as seriously as the Justice League themselves. And when they had announced that this was going to be a story that was going to be turned into an animated film, they were planning on using the Teen Titans from the Teen Titans television series. Remember that show from the early 2000s? But it was shelved, it was off the shelf, it was getting revamped, it was getting recasted, rewritten, and in the end it just fell through. Well, fast forward a decade later, and we finally get this film, and also as a sequel to the surprisingly good Justice League vs. Teen Titans. So, Teen Titans The Judas Contract is the story of the Teen Titans, of course, welcoming a new hero who showed up in the post-credits scene of the last film, which is Terra, who has the ability to move Earth with her powers. And then there is this power-hungry leader in the Hive, who is the worst arch-enemy of the Teen Titans, and you definitely know that if you saw the original show. And Brother Blood, who is the leader, wants to gather all the powers of the Teen Titans in order to become one of the most powerful and godlike villains and basically rule the world. And there's a whole bunch of conspiracy theories and a whole bunch of twists and turns and loyalty tests and backstabbing, and it even goes all the way back to the story that started with the son of Batman introducing Deathstroke once again. We also have a great voice cast, including Deathstroke being voiced by the late Miguel Ferrer. This is his very last contribution to film, according to what the records are saying, and he had also done a lot of voice work for Bruce Timm and his DCU library. And we also had Christina Ricci voicing Terra, as well as a whole bunch of people who came back to voice the Teen Titans, like Stuart Allen, Sean Mayer as Nightwing, etc. It was good. It was very good, as a matter of fact, but compared to Justice League vs. Teen Titans, I felt that it lacked a little something. Don't get me wrong, the voice acting was fantastic. The chemistry between the Teen Titan characters was great. There's some excellent humor thrown in there. I loved the whole situation with Starfire and Nightwing moving in together, and all of that humor, which also had a little bit of mature banter, which I thought was really, really cute. It added to the story in perfect taste. And I also loved the story that revolved around Terra and Beast Boy. I absolutely loved it. There's also a lot of homage to the Teen Titans franchise and animation as a whole, especially in the beginning when you see when Starfire actually shows up and befriends the Teen Titans. They actually took some of the old voices from the original Teen Titans cartoon and incorporated it into the characters like Kid Flash and Robin, etc. So it was really awesome to see those characters featured to a certain degree again. And there is also some amazing action sequences, and I also love the story that revolves around Robin, and it also has one of the most emotionally heavy endings that I have ever seen in a DCAU film. I think the last time I saw something like that was probably All-Star Superman, and that's been a couple of years. But the only reason why I feel it was lacking was because I didn't like the way that the villains were portrayed. I kind of felt that they were weak. They really didn't elaborate on them. I mean, Brother Blood was supposed to be this really menacing villain, and he's almost non-existent in the film, and you sometimes forget that he is the main focus in terms of the villain in the story, and I feel because of that it really, really lost a little something, because when we finally get to the climactic final battle, you see Brother Blood fighting the Teen Titans, and he just doesn't seem like a threat anymore because he just wasn't as predominant. And Deathstroke, while he does have a great addition to the mix in terms of the villains, also not really predominant because he comes in so late, and it's just something that you just get lost with, and it just doesn't seem to fit at certain points in time. And sometimes when they're trying to overuse Deathstroke, Brother Blood is forgotten. You see what I'm saying? They just really didn't use the villain strategically, especially like they did it in Justice League vs. Teen Titans. But I loved how the film ended. It really ended on a very hopeful note, considering what happened at the very end of the final battle, and I got excited with a couple of hints that they were showing in terms of a follow-up in this franchise. And of course, there is an end credits scene. Not a mid-credits scene like they've been doing a lot lately. You have to go to the end of the credits in order to see the final end credits scene, and I'm very curious to see where that is going to go, because I really feel that with this new 52 universe that they're creating in these films, we've seen some good action-packed Justice League stories, we've seen some hit or misses on the Batman stories, but I feel that ever since they brought the Teen Titans into this timeline, I think that we've seen some really rich character development stories. I just feel that this one could have been done a little bit better, but for all it is worth, it is a very entertaining and very good follow-up to the previous introduction of the Teen Titans, and I'm looking forward to the third installment. So if you haven't seen Teen Titans: The Judas Contract, yes, it was a long time coming, it's definitely a good watch, I definitely think that you should take a look at it and judge for yourself. But in the meantime, that's all I've got to say, so leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss this new film, and I'm looking forward to reviewing the next one that just seems so... words can't even describe Batman and Harley Quinn. But anyway, I'll see you then, and we'll talk about it. Take care. Hey, thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. If you're new here and want to see more of what my channel has to offer, please click on the link to my last video, or hit that subscribe button to be kept up to date with all of my uploads. Content of all sorts is posted here quite often, so trust me, you do not want to fall behind. I will see you in the comments, and actions speak louder than words.